Robert.
And this is our recap of the MSC Seaside cruise we took from January 6th through January 11th.
Or the 13th.
Oh, the 13th. Yeah, whoops. Okay, so, sorry. Our itinerary was, we started in Miami, went to Nassau, a day at sea, Ocho Rios, Jamaica, Georgetown, Grand Cayman Islands, Costa Maya, Mexico, then a sea day, and then back to Miami.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. It
was a whole lot of fun. Now, as we are speaking, I'll probably be inserting a little bit of footage while we're speaking to maybe be a little more specific about what we're talking about, to kind of show you what we're talking about. If you haven't watched already, I will pop it up in a card. I don't know what side it's on, one of those sides, in an iCard, our MSC cruise vlogs. There are 13, and we take you through our cruise from start to finish, and take you along with us so you can really see what we did on the ship and what we experienced. And
the fun we had.
The fun we had, yeah.
Yes.
So, we're going to start off with embarkation. It was very smooth, didn't you think?
Yes, they had lots of people to get you in and out. We were pretty early in the line, so, and people who, in our group who came behind us had similar situation where they were able to get in and through pretty quickly. Yeah,
there was a whole room full of people to process you and get you into the holding area or the waiting area to get on the ship. And they let us go. I think we were in the waiting area about an hour, so I think we began to board the ship probably around
11:30, yeah.
Yeah, so it was very quick.
Yeah, very smooth.
We were in boarding group 1, just to give you an idea. We were very excited. We got there very early. We were probably the first 25 people in line. Yeah.
It was very smooth. No complaints there.
Yes, and when you check in, you will get your C card. This card is everything on a cruise. MSC does have the wristbands where you can pay with your wristbands. We did not do that. We used our card. And when you get onto the ship, there are several kiosks around the ship. They're small, and it's where you can tap your cruise card onto the kiosk and enter in your credit card information.
Right.
Your cruise can be completely, you don't need to spend any money when you're on a cruise. You've paid for your cruise, your meals are included. The extras such as excursions, upcharge restaurants, souvenirs, things to purchase, spa packages and things like that.
That's all up to you.
It's all up to you. You're not required to purchase or spend any money on the ship.
Well, and you can do all that before you board the ship.
Yes, you can book pretty much everything before you board the ship and pay for all of it before you board the ship. You will be charged with MSC. We were not given the option of a gratuity, prepaid gratuities on MSC. So every single day we were charged $12 per person in our cabin for gratuities. This is a very common practice. Just most cruises we paid beforehand.
Yeah, it's listed as a prepaid gratuity.
Yeah.
For 7 days, it's $123 or whatever.
Right. You can have them removed. You can have your prepaid gratuities removed on any cruise line, but I encourage you not to. I encourage you to think about those that are working and taking care of you while you are on your cruise. That is their job, and they often are not paid very well. So,
and they work very hard.
And they work really very hard. I would say 15, 17 hours a day.
Yeah.
They work very, very hard. So please consider tipping them in addition to your prepaid gratuities, if at all possible. Especially your room steward.
Yes.
Especially if you're a messy person, please leave them extra. Anyway, so there's that. Then let's see what is next. Oh, for us, once we board any ship, any cruise line, this is how it's been so far. Because I have a food allergy, I must immediately go and check in with the maitre d'. This way, on MSC specifically, they set us up to where I had my own private wait team. At breakfast, I had somebody different. At lunch and dinner. We actually, I don't recall if we had lunch in the dining room. No, we never had lunch in the dining room. So I was told that regardless of whether the dining room area was open or not, if I was hungry, if I needed to eat, I would come to the dining room and they would take care of me. They would make sure I'm fed. So because the dining room's not always open, the buffets are generally open most of the time, but it's not really safe for specific food allergies to eat in the buffet.
There's lots of possible cross-contamination.
A lot.
So we had breakfast in the dining room and dinner in the dining room. And typically, like in port days, we had lunch in port. And then there was a couple of times we did the buffet. I had the pizza. And the first day was okay, and then it got better. Needed more cheese, but other than that, it was very good pizza.
Yes, very much an Italian style pizza with just a little bit of cheese on it. He likes a very cheesy pizza.
Who doesn't?
So anyway, there were options for me available on the buffet. I have a gluten allergy, and so there were oftentimes I was okay with the French fries. They were kind of separate and off by themselves, and they were crispy and hot. And then there were often, usually, cheese selections and meat selections, which were kind of separate, even separated from the bread. They were more like in the salad area. So I had zero issues. And I will tell you, I had not a single issue with food allergies on the ship, which I cannot say that for other cruise lines.
Yes.
I had problems on other lines. My server, is that the right word? My waiter, he was a head waiter, would bring me my menu and would bring me my meals, every single portion of my meals, and he was outstanding. By the first day, he knew my likes and dislikes, and he took care of me anywhere I ate on the ship. When we had teppanyaki, he called teppanyaki to make sure my allergies were handled and taken care of. It was above and beyond, and it was something I appreciated so much. I didn't have to worry at all about eating, and you know, it can be something I really worry about cruising, especially eating anywhere, especially with an allergy, because it can really turn a great day into a really bad one very quickly. So
and overall, I think we were very satisfied with the food. I think other people, some of the complaints were very valid. If you read any other reviews, a lot of it was the food was cold. People in our group had that issue, or food wasn't right or something like that. Our meals were all very good.
All very good.
Yeah, we had breakfast in the dining room. The best powdered donuts I've ever had in my life were in there.
I watched.
Yes. yes, you did. But it was, and they brought you gluten-free croissants.
Croissants and crusty bread. It was, the pastries were amazing on this ship.
Yes.
Just for gluten-free. I mean, I was really impressed.
Yes. It was very good.
And you know, I was pretty receptive to it and very appreciative. So I think they really, I felt very spoiled. Very, very spoiled. So, and there was one meal that I ordered. It was osso buco, and I did not care for it. And I didn't say a single word. And he leaned over and he said, "Do you not like that?" And I said, "It's not my favorite." And he said, "I know what your favorite is." And I said, He brought me a bowl of minestrone, which I ordered every single day on the ship, and I loved it. It was delicious. Anyway, and he brought it to me. I didn't even have to ask. And on the last day, the very last day, everybody was having cake and ice cream in the group, and naturally I can't eat it, but do you know what he did? He brought me a big piece of cake gluten-free with my favorite ice cream. It's not ice cream, gelato, strawberry gelato on the side.
Yes.
Seriously, I was in heaven. It was the sweetest thing ever. So it was very, very special to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we had no problem with the food. Like I said, I know a lot of other reviews, they had issues, but as far as us two, we had no problems. We liked the food. Lasagna was very good.
Yeah,
the
meatballs.
Pizza was good. Meatballs. I ordered steak one time and it was good. Teppanyaki, the upcharge restaurant, was very good. I didn't eat a lot of the stuff.
I did.
She did. So she ate whatever I didn't eat.
Oh, I was very full that night. It was great. Here comes another invader. Really? Anyway, Evie. So, we do need to talk about the dining situation. I'm sorry, this is life here. Truly,
it's our Fenwick life.
It's our Fenwick life. Furry. They're very furry. Anyway, We booked the Bella package. The Bella package does not eat in the main dining room. The Bella package eats for dinner. They convert the, I know it's distracting, they convert the buffet into a, bye Evie, into a dining room.
Yes.
And, but you're still in fact in the buffet.
It's the one on deck 8, which is the larger of the two. So for dinner, the only buffet that's open is the small one that's upstairs on deck 16. Well, the small one on deck 16 does not have the soda machines. So if you have a soda package that comes with your meals, you can't get it for dinner if you're eating at the buffet on deck 16.
Correct.
Which I was kind of frustrated with, because the one night we actually were grabbing something neat, we had to go down to deck 8 and inform the lady we were just trying to get a soda, and she brought it to us even though we weren't sitting down and dining.
Yes, so they did try to be accommodating for that, but that is something in the drink package. We did have the lowest tier drink package that was included in our booking. That's something you need to consider.
Yes.
If you'd like the drink package where you are able to go to any of the bars and pick up a soda, it's a little more expensive. I think it was $35 per person per day for that. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's around what it was.
Yeah, because I think ours was, what, 16 or 17?
Yeah. So, our cabin. We were in cabin 12004. We were all the way forward. There was one other cabin directly in front of us, and it was a 2-bedroom mini suite type cabin. Our balcony, I wouldn't have considered it an obstructive view. I wouldn't have even thought about it, but somebody else kind of mentioned it to me. We didn't have glass railing, we had metal railing, metal paneling, so you couldn't sit in the chair and look out. It didn't even occur to me until somebody told me. So if you are booking aft, or excuse me, if you're booking forward, you need to pay attention to where the panels of the ship end if you want to have the glass balcony.
Yes.
So that's something that you should take into consideration. However, I thought our balcony was fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, it wasn't something that occurred to me. Like I said, somebody pointed it out to me. Anyway, the doors on the ship in the rooms, the cabin doors and the sliding doors, and it may be because the ship is new and you know, you have to kind of break things in a little bit. You really have to slam them and really shut them and lock them to get them to not make noise.
A lot of high-pitched wind blowing through where it sounded like it was.
Yes, there was a lot of that. Here, I'll insert a little footage here real quick. You can hear the door now. Listen. That's been a common complaint amongst those of us with a cabin, is that is very loud. So you have to kind of slam it and lock it. If you lock it, it gets a little better, but you get a good wind gust and it's gonna start making that noise again. So you get an idea of the noise. But again, if you locked the door and you shut it firmly, the noise stopped. Now, I did hear that some people said that the noise did start again after some time. I don't know. We travel with a fan, a small little fan to drown out noise. We use the fan for ambient noise, ambient sounds.
White light.
White noise. Yeah.
Not white light.
White light.
Don't go towards it.
Don't go, run. Just kidding. Anyway, so, God, we're dorks. Anyway, so that's just something about the doors that you should take into consideration. And if your cabin slider door is open and your cabin door is open, don't put your hands anywhere near it because it will slam shut. It's natural. That's our front door and back door do that. So that just is the way it is.
Yeah, because the one time I was getting you coffee and I was trying to push the door open and you had the door in the balcony open and it was just the pressure. It was. You really had to push on it to open the door. Don't get your fingers there. Yes.
Okay, so the storage in the cabins.
Yes.
Quite small. The closets.
I liked the room. The storage, the closet was very poorly laid out.
Right. The location of it.
The location of it. There basically was 6 inches between the couch and the closet, and I'm sure we showed footage.
Yeah, we're showing that right now.
And the doors didn't open all the way. There was probably about a 2-inch stopper, so when you're sliding the door this way, it didn't go all the way into the end, it stopped. So you kind of had to reach around and grab stuff, and then when you're trying to slide it the other way, it's the same thing. So you really couldn't access a lot of things, and luckily for us, we only had a 7-day cruise. I couldn't imagine a longer cruise, because there really was not a lot of storage on that.
No.
In our room.
No. And, you know, we had about 9 days of items because we were traveling from Texas to Florida. You know, you have your swim gear. What if you had a formal gown or something, a tux, things like that for formal night? Maybe you really had a really special evening plan or something. There really was no place to hang that.
Yeah.
There was no laundry on the ship, no access to an iron on the ship. So, and you can't bring one. So that's kind of been something I've been hearing. Now, we didn't have any problem. I bring all wrinkle-free clothes, or I'll stick it in the bathroom when somebody's taking a shower, you know, that kind of thing. That's something to keep in mind and consider if you're bringing clothing. Get it out quickly and air it out so that it can de-wrinkle, or bring something that doesn't wrinkle.
Was there like laundry through them?
There was laundry through MSC, but there was no laundry room like you would find on any other cruise line. Most other cruise lines, there was no self-serve laundry.
That's it. Self-serve.
So now the bathrooms on the ship, in the rooms, very small.
Yeah.
Cruise ship bathrooms are, in cabin bathrooms, are very small to begin with, but this was exceptionally small.
I would agree with that. Our oldest son, Taylor, who's probably about 6'2", I don't know how he would have fit in there. He's
like a linebacker. He's, you know, he's a big boy. He's very muscular and big and tall. And I'm 5'3", so let me just give you perspective. I'm 5'3", and in this bathroom, I could turn around, I could grab a towel, you know, I could wash my face and that type of thing, but really pretty much anybody bigger than me or you, I don't know how that bathroom was comfortable for them.
Right. It may not have been. It may not have been.
And I can tell you, quite frankly, my son probably would have left the door open, because it was tight. And the shower, I had plenty of room. I'm showing footage right now of me playing around in the shower. I had plenty of room. Again, I'm very small. I feel like you had pretty good room.
Yeah, I was comfortable. Like I said, I don't know how our son would have.
Yeah, because even the ceiling was like kind of low in it. So yeah, it might have been a little cumbersome for somebody who's taller than maybe 5'10".
Yeah.
So I think that is something to consider. So, you know, it certainly wouldn't stop me from staying in the exact same cabin again.
Yeah. And it didn't have a shower curtain. It had
the door.
The hard door, so.
Yeah, but actually I much prefer the door to the curtain, because the curtain, you know, blows in the bathroom and then touches you, and I don't like that. So I really much prefer the door. I was very glad to see the door.
And then water gets everywhere.
Water gets everywhere with the shower curtain. Water stayed nice and contained. Okay, so next up is entertainment. Okay, entertainment on the ship we really enjoyed. There was one opera that we did not attend, Madam Butterfly or something Butterfly. I think it was like a takeoff of that or something to that effect. We did not.
There was two. There was OPI or.
I don't think. No, I think it was just one. I don't know. Maybe there were two. We might have missed like the first night.
Yeah.
But we found the shows to be very entertaining. Yes, they were a mixture of opera and pop and magic and acrobatics
and
singing and dancing. We thoroughly enjoyed the show. I'm not going to spoil it for you. There were a couple that were unexpected.
Yes.
That were great, and we really appreciated that.
And the singing and dancing level on this ship was better than any other cruise ship we've ever been on.
Yes. The production was amazing. The production crew, the lights, the sound, all of it was really, really good. Yes. Very much. It was great. We really enjoyed it. So saying that, this is a man who is not one for the theater in any way, shape, or form. He is not one, you know, rock concert, pop concert, fine. That's fine, but something to go to, you know, here we have the Houston Symphony, things like that would not be for him.
That's why I've got an older son who can take her.
Yes, he enjoys that.
And he's into musical stuff.
He is, yes. But he enjoyed the shows on the MSC. Navigating the ship on the...
Oh, hold on, Beer Prov.
Oh, Beer Prov, yes, okay. Beer Prov. Beer Prov is a must-see. It's very funny, very, very funny. Entertaining.
It was awesome.
Yes.
They didn't have stand-up comedians like Carnival does or Royal Caribbean that we've been on in the past. They had an improv group of 4 people, and the show was a little late for our taste, but we made it every night except for the first night, and it was just must-see, must-do activities because it was just so much fun.
Yes. It really is. I don't want to spoil it for you, but don't miss Beer Prov. It starts after all of the shows have ended for the evening.
11:15.
Yes, and that's nice. You don't have to worry about missing something.
Well past our bedtime.
It was very well, but worth staying up.
Yes, very worth staying up.
We thoroughly enjoyed it. I was in Beer Prov.
Yes. Yes. She was a special guest.
I was. So if you want to see that, you'll have to go to Sea Cruisers and watch there. She'll be posting the blog at some point.
Yes. It was a lot of fun.
It was. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Anyway, navigating the ship. The first day or two, it's quite cumbersome.
Yes.
It does have that center cavity that is you can't cross through. Through a good chunk of the ship. I believe it's like you can get through on deck 5.
Through 8.
5 through, not through 8, like 5 and 8 and above.
And then
like
18 and 19.
Yes, yes. Once you get used to that, you can pretty much navigate the ship quite well. The maps aren't the greatest of help, but just have patience and you'll get there.
And the one nice thing is when you're going through the casino, it's not the smoke-filled cough session like most cruise ship casinos.
Yes, the casino did not reek. Now, I'm an ex-smoker, and I have to tell you, it really does bother me. On a lot of ships, I can't walk through the casino. It's just too much for me. So I really appreciated the MSC ship. And I don't know if it was because it was new or because they have just a very small off to the side smoking section in the casino. Very small section. So you can't sit at the bar and smoke, which is something I appreciated.
Yes.
So your walk-through areas are smoke-free. It's a very small casino too.
Yes, much smaller than, say, Carnival. But there was some smoking by the back pool.
The aft pool.
Which... if we were swimming in that, would have been an issue. The only pool we went to was the midship pool.
In the solarium.
In the solarium, which we enjoyed.
Yes, it was a very nice pool. Yes, they are deep pools.
Yes.
The pools are deep. So well over my head. And so if you want to get them in them, you need to either hold on to the side or you'll have to tread water because they are deep.
Yes.
But there's plenty of space around them that's very shallow where you can sit and lounge in the water.
But it's not like swimmable. It's just like an inch deep where you can just kind of sit and if you got little kids, you can
splash around in the water.
Splash around. Plus, they have an awesome kids pool area.
The kids pool area is beyond amazing. It's a nice pool right there in the center with the jungle gym across the top and all the water slides right there. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that. We did go down the slides. We did enjoy the slides. They were fun. I was a little scared, but I did do it.
Yep.
I did it.
And then I did the zip line, which was $10 per person, or you could do $50 for unlimited for your whole cabin, which she had no interest in doing, and I would have done it probably a couple more times, but we just kind of got involved doing other things.
Yeah, it was a very.
It was really pretty cool. But if there's 2 or 3 of y'all in a cabin, I would have spent the $50 to get the unlimited package, and then you can just zip line. I know a lot of times it was closed due to high winds.
Yes, but it was January and we did have a cold front come through. That's really not the cruise line's fault. You can't predict. And
yes, it is.
There you go.
No, it's not. It's not the cruise line's fault.
Yeah, you can't change the weather.
It was in the 60s in Nassau.
It was very chilly. Yes.
But then warmed up.
It did warm up, yes. So let's see. Okay, so finding activities on the ship. Every day you will have one of these in your room. And every day it will have everything listed, whoops, that you can do for that day. The times, everything in your daily planner. And then there's some other little information on the back. When this is placed in your room, you should spend a good 10 to 15 minutes reviewing it. Just take the time, look through it, and then bring a pen or ask for a pen from your room steward for the cruise line, which is what I always do. And mark on here what you want to do so that, you know, throughout the day. Some people bring it with them. You can take a picture of it so that you can refer to it on your phone.
It's also in the app.
It's also in the app, the MSC For Me app. I've done a completely separate video on that. It's a great app. Now, it's missing some key features such as chat. On the Carnival app, you have a chat feature where it's $5 per phone, and you can chat with anybody you make friends with on the ship. You can add them to your list as long as they have the chat app, the chat feature. You can chat whether you have the internet plan or not. That's something that the MSC app needs to have.
Because there was 31 of us in our group, and that would have been a lot easier to, hey, we're meeting at 2 o'clock here. Oh,
yes.
Okay. Instead of posting it on Facebook and somebody having to
and
look.
hoping they look, yes, yes.
But another drawback with the app is they only did it day by day. So
yes. You couldn't look ahead.
You couldn't look ahead and go, okay, tomorrow we're doing this, or Thursday we're doing that. Whereas Carnival, when you first got on the boat, everything was all loaded. So you could go through, okay, Monday, I want to do this, 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 and this. Tuesday, I want to do this. And then you highlight it, and it gave you a little reminder, 15 minutes, hey, you know, comedy at Punchliners, 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Which I thought was an outstanding feature on the Carnival app.
Yes. You could click to do an activity on the MSC app, but it didn't send you a reminder. It just sort of highlighted it that you were interested in doing it. On the Carnival app, it would actually highlight, and any other person you were friends with, it would show them, hey, this is what they're doing. And you could join them, you know, you could click, oh, I'm going to, kind of thing. So there's some room for improvement on the app. They're working on it. It was a nice thing that you could where am I on the app, and it would show you on the map in your phone, in the app, where you were on the ship. That was convenient.
Your deck 5 midship, the casino's here, this is there, this is there.
It was very convenient.
That was very convenient.
So you could navigate the ship using your app.
Yes.
So, let's discuss the internet package.
Less than impressive.
If I'm going to complain about anything on the ship, it's the internet. I know some people are very against having internet when you're on a cruise. That's fine. I understand that. However, in our circumstance, we have to maintain contact with our children at home. It's not a question, we have to. It's not because we're overprotective parents, it's because we have to.
But she is.
I am, but that's not why we have it.
No, but
anyway.
Like my son works for me while I'm gone, so he keeps me up to date with what business is going on.
Yes, and when you own your own business, sometimes you can't just walk away. You have to stay connected.
Yes.
Anyway, so when we booked, part of our package was the internet. Well, that internet only included 960 megabytes. So it was only the social media package and chat apps and things like that. So MSC's internet plan is set up by data caps, maximum and minimums and things like, or maximums. There is no reason for that. On Carnival, on Royal Caribbean, I would rather pay a higher flat price and be unlimited than do what I had to do on this one. So as soon as I got on ship, I logged in. I was able to upgrade my package to a streaming package, which gave me a total of 6 gigabytes of data for the whole 7 days, which fine. You know, honestly, I didn't need to stream. I wasn't doing this to stream. I wasn't doing this to upload anything to YouTube. for social media. It was for none of that. It was so that I would be able to stay in contact with my children, and sometimes we need to FaceTime for work because we need to walk them through doing something.
Right.
So I needed to have the streaming package just in case I needed to FaceTime, which we did need to do ultimately. Well, there was something wrong with it. There was something wrong with the internet. Our oldest son is IT. In port, spent some time on the phone with him trying to figure out why my phone was just chewing up data. It wasn't just me. There were other members of our group who were having the same problem. So not even using our phones, turning our phones off. We would turn them back on and we would have gone through data.
Yeah.
So he and I did the exact same things on our phone, and total for the whole week, he used about 1,000 megabytes. So 1 gigabyte, I think that's what that is. So for me, I was using 2 and 3 gigabytes every 6 or 8 hours. And we could not figure out what it was. Talked to customer service, I'm shutting everything off on my phone. I don't have photo streaming going. I don't have anything on my phone. It's in airplane mode. The only thing that is on is Wi-Fi. And I've turned everything else off, and it's sucking up data. This went on until the last sea day of the cruise, and something changed. And then suddenly I had another offer in my package, in my login, giving me the option to go back to just the social media package for unlimited, and for $16 or something like that. It was $16, I think it was. Now, when you reach your maximum of 6 megabytes, you have to add more. You can only add it on in 500 megabytes at a time. So 6 gigabytes, you can add 500 megabytes at a time at $16 every single time. Well, as soon as I would add it, it would be gone. So there were days I had to add it 2 and 3 times to get it to work. So
that it kept logging you out.
Yes.
Like every 3 hours you had to log back in.
And every time you logged back in, it took more data. So it was very frustrating for me. Thankfully, we had 4 port days, and in port, I just turned my phone on and used my international plan. So, seriously, if we hadn't had the 4 port days, I don't even want to know how much my internet would have been. Yeah. It was a total of $213.42 for wanting to pull my hair out internet. Now, we found it was like $187 on the Royal Caribbean Liberty of the and our Carnival was roughly right at $115. Both of them were unlimited. MSC needs to fix that. There is absolutely no excuse for putting data caps on your internet plan. No. There's no reason for that, not anymore.
I mean, you're paying enough money.
Yes, it's all the same internet. It's all the same thing on all the ships. It's all satellite internet. I don't expect it to be 100 miles an hour. Fine. I expect it to work, and I expect to pay one price. So there are tiers, that's fine. You want a base tier, that's fine. I chose the top tier. It should have worked.
Yes.
So 6 gigabytes for the whole week should have been plenty for sending text messages and 1 3-minute FaceTime call that wouldn't even go through. We had to wait until we got off the ship.
Yes.
So anyway, so that was my biggest and only real complaint about the cruise. So that was really hard and very, very stressful for us.
Yes.
It created a lot of stress, and there was nobody IT on the ship we could really ask. Customer service is not IT, so there was no one to really ask.
Right.
So, what are you gonna do? Anyway, so let's see, what else is left? I think we're almost done.
Well, we do need to address the smell issues.
Okay, yes.
We actually didn't have a problem. There was a couple of times you smelled something, especially on the cabin crawl.
Yes, on the cabin crawl, and then on one of the decks near the water slide. I've left it in. Anytime I've smelled it, I've left that in. So you'll hear me say in the vlog, ooh, that's kind of stinky. Oh, that doesn't smell good. I have a bloodhound nose, okay? I smell everything.
She really does.
I really do, and I'm extremely sensitive to smell. And I personally, in the parts of the ship that we were, just did not experience the smell the way others did. Now, I was all the way forward. We were all the way forward on the ship, and I truly think that made a big difference. We were nowhere near the vents. We were nowhere near anything. We have since read that the issue has been resolved. There was some sort of issue with toilet paper and plumbing. I've not verified that. That's just something we read. That could be some malarkey. I don't have any idea. I don't know. But apparently it has been resolved. But I don't know for sure. But I can tell you that many members of our group were highly affected by the scent.
A lot of our group had issues. And talked about it frequently. Yes,
in their cabins, not just in the hallways, but in their cabins. We personally did not have an issue. So I can't come to you and say it was a problem, because for us personally, it was not a problem. But I can tell you for others that we trust and spent time with, it was a problem.
Yeah, and you smelled it a few times.
A few times, but no more than you smell on any other ship.
Yeah, because there's times when we've been on a Carnival cruise, you go, "Ooh, do you smell that?" And I'm like, "No, because I don't smell anything."
It's really bad. Sometimes it's atrocious. So, and that's on every ship. I mean, on the Royal Caribbean, we smelled it. That's just so.
The joys of not being able to smell.
Yes, yes. Now, when you're in port, it's a whole lot worse. So, if you see that long, flat, wide fuel barge come up, steer clear, because that's where the stinky is. So
that's where it's going.
That's where it's going. It's emptying tanks and things like that. So anyway, discuss disembarkation. On your last day, you will receive this in your room.
Sad day.
The sad day, and these will be on your bed. You'll have whatever color you have, whatever number you happen to be. They vary by color. We had to be out of the room by 7 a.m. I felt that was quite early. 8:30, fine, especially when a departure time for the ship is 7 in the evening.
So that gives them a full 12 hours to change over and...
Yeah, so it was one of those things that I felt like that was quite early.
I think on Carnival it was 8.
8 or 8 or 9. It was 8 or 9, around in there. So I just feel like that's a more reasonable time. I know they need to change the rooms over for the next guest, but rooms aren't open until 2. So I don't know. I felt like 7 was quite early. I just felt like that was a little early, especially on your last day. So I don't know. But that's certainly...
In the grand scheme of things,
it's very minor.
Very minor.
We got off the ship very, very quickly. We did self-carry. I don't even think it took us 15 minutes to get off the ship.
Yep.
We left the room around 6:30 to avoid the elevator rush because the elevators...
There were some
elevator issues.
There were some elevator issues, but we normally take the stairs on a lot of times. So
I know some people don't have a choice.
Yeah, so we didn't have as much problems as a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people in our group talked about the elevators and everything. A lot of things I've read, people talked about the elevators. I know there was one time our elevator was very full, and
I did not enjoy that. That's why I don't take the elevators.
Yeah.
Because people keep piling in and keep piling in and every cruise ship I've ever been on, I can't deal with it. Yeah, that's me. And so I take the stairs. It's just easier for me.
Yes.
And it's good for you. If you can do it, do it. Anyway, so that was it. So we left the room at 6:30, walked straight down to deck 5. They guided us right off the ship, and we jumped right off the ship. I mean, seriously, 10, 15 minutes. And we were even... there was a problem with the elevator in the... the escalator in the terminal, the cruise terminal. That happens. They were repairing it. So it took us a little while to get down the elevator.
Because only 4 or 5 of us could go at a time.
Yeah. No big deal. 10 minutes, we were through and out of the
port.
The port. I mean, it was very quick and easy. I cannot say that for the last 3 cruises prior to that. It's chaotic to get off a ship. It's a lot of waiting and standing around, even self-carry. So that was very smooth, quick, and easy.
I think I read that the MSC terminal is a brand new terminal built by MS. I don't know if it was built by MSC, but because of MSC's increased presence in the North American market over the next few years, there was a new terminal constructed, and maybe that's one of the benefits of it is we were able to get in and out quicker.
Yeah, it was great. It really was. It was a very nice terminal. It was very nicely decorated, clean.
Yes.
It was great. And they had drinks like lemonade and pineapple juice and water and stuff in the terminal in the morning before we boarded the ship. It was nice.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it's freezing in the terminal. Freezing. Please make sure you bring a jacket. It's very, very cold.
It was not cold.
It was cold. It was freezing.
She's always cold.
Bring a jacket, ladies. It was cold. Anyway, so
but I think overall we had a fantastic time, but I think a lot of that had to do with the group that we were in. I think if it was just us, we might have gotten a little bit bored, but we were with some fantastic people and had a really, really good time.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. Yeah, and that's just it. You know, there was a lot of activities to do during the day, but not as much that really appeals to us. So, you know, it was great. It was nice to have the group. So it's something I am going to scan each and every one of the daily planners for our cruise, and I will put them in just the one page, put them in at the end of this video. So that you can go through and see the things that are available to do on the ship, that on this particular cruise, you know, that can change. I'll just work through from January 6th through the 13th, and that way you can see everything and see the time and kind of get a feel of the different things available to do on the ship.
And the one thing, like, they'll have trivia, and I guess we've been on 2 Carnival cruises and 1 Royal Caribbean, but Carnival, it was kind of grouped like 80s rock music trivia or Friends trivia or The Big Bang Theory or history. So
football, sports.
So you go, okay, well, I know a little bit about Friends, so we went to Friends.
And won a ship on a stick.
Yes, we did. Freedom. But whereas this is just kind of general trivia, so it was just kind of different things from A to Z.
It wasn't as fun.
Yes.
It really wasn't as entertaining as trivia was on even Royal Caribbean, on the other ships.
Yeah.
Trivia was just a lot more fun. Again, I think they're learning.
Yes.
I think they're going to have to kind of feel their way through, and once they get there, I think it's going to be outstanding. So those of you cruising in about 6 months, I think you're really going to enjoy yourself, because the staff will really be trained and used to it and familiar, and I think that says a lot. I think it really. And
from now on, we won't book something within the first 2 or 3 months. We'll wait for them to iron their kinks out and then be able to really enjoy everything. We have the Bliss coming up later this year, which
is a new ship.
But I think it starts cruising in Alaska, and then so I think it's like out 6 months before we actually sail on it. So, and
that's good.
Yes, that way they can iron out all their kinks and get everything ready. And would you sail MSC again?
Absolutely.
Yes, I would. Definitely not a new ship. Not within the first 3 months. We are very much looking forward to their private island, Ocean Cay, which I think is opening either later this year or earlier next year in the Bahamas. We're really looking forward to that. You can Google Ocean Cay MSC. It's really pretty cool looking what they have planned, and we're very excited about that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
All right. Well, what can you expect from us in the future? Well, coming up here pretty soon, we're going to be going to Cancun.
Yes.
So we'll be there in May, and then we have a cruise on the Carnival Magic in July, our anniversary.
Yes.
25 years.
Hard to believe.
Yeah. And then we will be on the Vista.
She put up with me that long.
No, he put up with me, I promise. I promise. Really. So, and then on the Carnival Vista in October, we will be in a Havana Cabana.
Yes, looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. So that'll be an interesting one to vlog.
And the reason why we picked that is when we were done with the MSC Seaside, we were waiting at the Fort Lauderdale airport for our flight. We had a very long wait, and we ran into a gentleman who was on the Vista, and in a lot of our ports, they were there also. And we were just talking to him about cruising, and he had been in a Havana Cabana and just raved about how awesome it was. So like a week later, we booked it.
Yes. Yeah. And it's really neat. So there's lots of special features to it. Now we're very excited to sail it.
Yes.
And that's just how it happens. You know, you hear word of mouth, you hear people tell you how great something, how great something is. You got to try it out. So, and then following that, we'll be on the Bliss.
Yes.
Yeah, and then of course a couple of trips to Florida in between, you know, that kind of thing. So we hope that you'll join us and stick around and subscribe.
Yes.
So you can join us on our adventures. Awesome. So, and we will be on the Harmony coming up soon too, and we're looking at Alaska. We're looking at lots of different trips coming up. So stick around. Come on and join us, and we'll take you on some adventures and see what we can see. Oh, Exuma. Exuma's coming. Gotta swim with the pigs.
Yes.
It's a bucket list item. Have to do it.
It is.
Yes. So anyway. So, yeah, that's about it.
Yep. Thank you very much for joining us, and hope you have a good time. Enjoy. And we'll see you next cruise.
Yeah, see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
If you watch our weekly vlogs, you know all about this one. Okay, thank you. Go on, buddy. What was I saying?
You were talking about the kiosks with the
yes, okay.
cards and
Anyway.
the chip cards.
Yes.
Edit this out.
Yeah, I have to edit it all out and start all over. Okay, so let's start all over. Ready?
Okay. Be aggressive. B-E aggressive.
Okay, so interest. Okay, we've put the offending cat away.
Yes.
Good grief. All right. So, where were we? What were we talking about? Okay, so
Food allergies.
yes. So, I was told.
So, if
Here she goes. She's laying down now. Lying down.
okay.
Start over. It's the larger of the two. So, and I didn't have the soda package. Actually, I think our soda package. Oh my god. You see why it takes me so long?
Yes. Okay. Cut. Roll them.
So, good job, babe. Okay, don't go anywhere. Do you have a drink?
Right there.